The Galactic Alliance's grand event, known as the Universal Planetary Awards, was a spectacle of unmatched proportions. Each year, civilizations from across the galaxy gathered to celebrate the unique traits of various planets. Categories ranged from most beautiful ecosystem to most advanced technology. But this year, the category that had everyone buzzing was most terrifying planet. For centuries, the galactic community believed the title would go to planets like Voltrax 7, known for its acid rainstorms and carnivorous plants, or Zarnak 3, infamous for its colossal predators. Earth, a relatively unknown and isolated planet, was considered an unlikely candidate. Its representatives were only recently invited to these galactic gatherings, and most aliens assumed Earthlings were a harmless, primitive species. The ceremony began with much pomp and grandeur. Delegates from countless planets took their seats as holographic projections displayed highlights of the nominated worlds. When Earth's turn arrived, a human representative named Dr. Eleanor Brooks stepped forward to present her planet's survival story. Dressed in a modest suit and armed with a calm smile, Eleanor seemed unremarkable to the audience. However, what followed left the entire galaxy in stunned silence. "Greetings, esteemed beings of the Galactic Alliance," Eleanor began. "Today, I'm here to share the story of Earth, a story of resilience, survival, and determination." She pressed a button on her console, and a holographic montage of Earth's history began to play. The presentation started innocently enough. Images of Earth's lush green forests, serene blue oceans, and diverse wildlife filled the screen. The aliens murmured approvingly. Then the tone shifted. The screen darkened, and scenes of chaos emerged, meteors striking the planet, volcanic eruptions blanketing the skies, and massive earthquakes splitting the ground. The audience gasped. "Earth has faced countless natural disasters," Eleanor explained, her voice steady. "But we endured. When a meteor wiped out the dominant species, life found a way to adapt and evolve." Next came footage of Earth's wildlife. Ferocious predators like lions, sharks, and crocodiles appeared on the screen, their jaws snapping and claws slashing. Eleanor continued, "Our planet's ecosystem is a constant battle for survival. Even humans, fragile as we are, once faced these creatures without tools or technology. The aliens, many of whom came from peaceful, predator-free worlds, shuddered in their seats. One particularly timid species, the Flurbans, nearly fainted when footage of a grizzly bear attacking its prey was shown. But the presentation was far from over. Eleanor moved on to humanity's own history. Scenes of medieval wars, soldiers charging with swords and arrows, and enormous battleships firing cannons lit up the screen. "Our species has a complicated past," Eleanor admitted. "We fought each other for resources, power, and survival. It wasn't always noble, but it made us resilient." The audience was horrified. To them, the idea of a species fighting its own kind on such a scale was unthinkable. The tension in the room grew as the montage shifted to modern times, nuclear explosions, images of pandemics, and footage of natural disasters like hurricanes and tsunamis. Despite all this, Eleanor said, her voice softening, "Humans persevered. We learned, adapted, and grew stronger. We developed technology to predict disasters, medicines to cure diseases, and communities to support each other. Earth is not just terrifying because of its challenges, but because of how we overcome them." By the end of the presentation, the room was silent. Eleanor bowed slightly and stepped back, leaving the floor to the judges. Whispers filled the hall as the judges deliberated. Many alien species were visibly shaken. One reptilian delegate muttered, "They live with predators and natural disasters? And they still thrive?" Another added, "They even survive their own weapons of mass destruction. What kind of species can endure that?" Finally, the chief judge, a towering alien with crystalline skin, rose to announce the winner. After much deliberation, he declared, "The title of Most Terrifying Planets goes to Earth." The room erupted into a mix of applause and nervous chatter. Eleanor stepped forward to accept the award, a gleaming orb engraved with the title. She smiled and said, "On behalf of Earth, thank you. We're honored to be recognized for our resilience." As the ceremony concluded, whispers about Earth's terrifying nature spread like wildfire. Many species decided to avoid the planet entirely, deeming it too dangerous to visit. Others saw the award as a sign of Earth's strength and sought alliances with humans, hoping to stay on their good side. Back on Earth, the news of the award was met with amusement. Headlines like "Earth wins scariest planet aliens" terrified of us flooded media outlets. For humans, it was a badge of honor, a testament to their ability to survive and thrive against all odds. And so, Earth's reputation as the scariest survivor in the galaxy was cemented, ensuring that humanity would always be remembered not as conquerors or invaders, but as resilient survivors of the most terrifying planet in the universe. The Galactic Summit was the grandest event in the universe, held once every 5 cycles. Delegates from thousands of planets gathered to exchange ideas, share discoveries, and celebrate achievements. This year's summit included a special presentation from Earth, a relatively new member of the galactic community. Most alien species barely knew anything about Earth or its inhabitants, the humans. Many assumed it was just another peaceful, unremarkable planet. The human representative, Dr. Amelia Carter, arrived at the summit with a simple mission: to share Earth's story. She wasn't a politician or a military leader, but a scientist who had dedicated her life to understanding Earth's history. The topic of her presentation was Earth's journey of survival. When Dr. Carter stepped onto the central stage, she was greeted by polite applause. She adjusted her microphone and smiled nervously at the vast audience. Aliens of every shape and size filled the enormous hall. Some had shimmering, translucent bodies, while others had tough exoskeletons or flowing tentacles. All of them watched her with curiosity. "Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today," Dr. Carter began. Her voice was steady, but her excitement was clear. "I come from Earth, a small planet on the edge of the Milky Way. Today, I want to tell you about how we humans have survived and thrived against incredible odds." She tapped a button on her console, and a holographic display appeared above her. The first images were of Earth from space, a beautiful blue and green sphere surrounded by clouds. The aliens murmured in appreciation. "This is our home," Dr. Carter said. "At first glance, Earth looks peaceful. But let me show you what lies beneath the surface." The hologram shifted to a montage of Earth's early history. Volcanic eruptions, massive asteroid impacts, and turbulent oceans filled the screen. The audience gasped as they saw entire landscapes engulfed in lava and massive meteors crashing into the planet. "Earth was born in chaos," Dr. Carter explained. "Our planet endured countless catastrophes before life even began. And when life did emerge, it faced constant challenges." The next segment showed Earth's early creatures: towering dinosaurs, enormous sea predators, and flying reptiles. The audience watched in awe as these giant beasts roamed the planet. Then came the devastating asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. The hologram depicted the sky darkening with ash and fire sweeping across the land. "This extinction event could have ended everything," Dr. Carter said. "But life on Earth is stubborn. Smaller creatures survived and evolved, leading to the rise of mammals and eventually humans." The hologram shifted again, this time showing humans in their early stages. Tribes hunted with stone tools, braved harsh winters, and built shelters in caves. The aliens leaned forward, fascinated. Many of their own species had developed in more stable environments, with fewer predators or natural disasters. "Our ancestors faced predators far stronger and faster than them," Dr. Carter continued. "Lions, wolves, bears, these were just a few of the dangers. Yet, humans survived by working together, using their intelligence, and adapting to their surroundings." As the presentation progressed, Dr. Carter detailed humanity's struggles and triumphs. The audience saw images of devastating plagues such as the Black Death, which wiped out millions. They witnessed wars fought with swords, cannons, and eventually nuclear weapons. Hurricanes, earthquakes, and tsunamis ravaged entire regions. "Earth is not an easy place to live," Dr. Carter admitted. "Our planet challenges us constantly. But every time, we adapt. We learn. We rebuild." The final part of the presentation highlighted humanity's achievements. Skyscrapers reaching toward the sky, rockets launching into space, and medical breakthroughs curing diseases flashed across the screen. The aliens watched in astonishment as humans harnessed fire, developed agriculture, and eventually created advanced technology. What makes Earth unique isn't just its challenges, Dr. Carter said. It's how we, the people of Earth, respond to those challenges. We are not the strongest or the fastest species in the galaxy, but we are resilient. We find ways to survive, no matter the odds. When the presentation ended, there was a long moment of silence. The audience seemed stunned. Then, slowly, applause began to spread across the hall. It grew louder and louder until the entire room was filled with the sound of clapping, cheering, and even some alien equivalents of whistles. After the presentation, delegates from various planets approached Dr. Carter. Some wanted to learn more about Earth's technology, while others were curious about humanity's ability to adapt. One alien, a crystalline being named Exeler, remarked, "Your species has endured so much. It's no wonder you've achieved so much. Truly, Earth is a remarkable planet." The story of Earth's survival spread quickly throughout the galaxy. It became a topic of fascination and admiration. Aliens who once dismissed humans as insignificant now saw them as resilient and resourceful. Some even began referring to Earth as the planet of survivors. Back on Earth, Dr. Carter's presentation was hailed as a diplomatic success. It not only earned humanity respect, but also forged new alliances with other civilizations. For the first time, Earth was no longer seen as just another planet in the galaxy. It was a symbol of survival, determination. The Galactic Council's annual award ceremony was always the highlight of the year. Representatives from every corner of the galaxy attended, eager to see which planets and species would take home prestigious titles like Most Advanced Civilization or Most Beautiful Ecosystem. Among the nominees, there was one unexpected entry for the category of Most Terrifying Planet Earth. Most aliens didn't know much about Earth. To them, it was just another blue and green planet tucked away in the Milky Way. So, when Earth's name appeared on the list of nominees, many assumed it was a clerical error. In reality, it was a prank, a mischievous plot by the Zarnixians, a cunning and playful alien species known for their elaborate jokes. The Zarnixians thought the prank was brilliant. Earth, with its small, seemingly harmless humans, was the last place anyone would consider terrifying. The Zarnixians imagined the humans' confusion and embarrassment when their planet was called out. They couldn't wait to see the reaction at the ceremony. The day of the event arrived, and the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council was packed with delegates. Holographic displays showcased the nominees for each category, and the excitement in the room was palpable. When it was time for the Most Terrifying Planet segment, a hush fell over the crowd. The host, a tall insect-like alien named Zreth, began the announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, and beings of all kinds, we now present the nominees for Most Terrifying Planet. The first nominee is Voltrax 7, home to acid rainstorms and creatures that can dissolve steel with their spit." The audience shivered at the thought. The second nominee is Kragnar 5, a planet with gravity so intense that it crushes most visitors into pulp within seconds. More gasps followed. And finally, Zreth paused dramatically. Earth, a planet from the Milky Way galaxy. The holographic display showed Earth spinning serenely in space, its clouds swirling peacefully over its oceans. Laughter erupted across the hall. Delegates whispered and chuckled, assuming it was a mistake. Earth? Terrifying? Surely not. One alien exclaimed. The Zarnixians exchanged sly grins, congratulating themselves on their successful prank. But then the presentation began. A human representative named Dr. Jonathan Reed stepped onto the stage. He wore a neatly pressed suit and carried a confident smile. Jonathan had no idea his planet's nomination was a prank. He believed it was a genuine recognition of Earth's unique qualities. "Thank you for this opportunity," Jonathan began. "Today, I'll show you why Earth, despite its beauty, is a planet that demands respect." He pressed a button on his console, and the holographic display changed. The audience expected to see serene forests or harmless creatures. Instead, they were greeted with a montage of Earth's most terrifying aspects. First, the screen showed natural disasters. Towering tsunamis crashing onto shores, hurricanes ripping through cities, and volcanic eruptions spewing molten lava into the sky. The aliens stared in horror. On their own planets, weather was often controlled or mild. The idea of a planet where nature could be so destructive was unthinkable. Jonathan continued, "Our planet's environment is unpredictable and often deadly." But that's only the beginning. The next segment focused on Earth's wildlife. Footage of lions hunting their prey, sharks attacking from the depths, and venomous snakes striking at lightning speed played on the screen. One alien delegate, whose species had never encountered predators, fainted at the sight of a crocodile dragging its catch underwater. Earth's creatures have evolved to survive in a world of constant danger, Jonathan explained. And humans had to adapt to live alongside them. Then came humanity's history. Scenes of medieval wars, massive battleships firing cannons, and soldiers fighting in trenches filled the screen. The audience was horrified. While most advanced species in the galaxy had long abandoned violence, humans had a history filled with conflict. "Our species has faced countless challenges," Jonathan said. "We've survived pandemics, famine, and even our own inventions like nuclear weapons. Through it all, we've learned to endure and thrive." By the end of the presentation, the room was silent. The laughter and whispers from earlier had vanished. Even the Zarnixians, who had orchestrated the prank, looked uneasy. They hadn't expected Earth's story to be so intense or so terrifying. The judges deliberated for what felt like an eternity. Finally, Zrath returned to the stage to announce the winner. After careful consideration, Zrath said, "The title of most terrifying planets goes to Earth." The audience erupted in applause, though many clapped nervously. Jonathan accepted the award with a gracious smile, unaware of the initial prank. "On behalf of Earth, I thank you," he said. "This recognition reminds us of our strength and resilience." As the ceremony ended, the Zarnixians' prank had officially backfired. Instead of humiliating Earth, they had unintentionally highlighted its incredible survival story. Delegates from other planets approached Jonathan, eager to form alliances with the humans. Meanwhile, the Zarnixians quietly slipped away, hoping no one would connect them to the nomination. They had learned an important lesson: never underestimate a planet, especially one as wild and unpredictable as Earth. The Galactic Union was abuzz with rumors. A mysterious planet called Earth had recently joined their ranks, but its reputation was ambiguous. Some called it a backward world, while others whispered about its hidden strength. For years, Earth's representatives had been quiet observers at galactic meetings. They rarely spoke and never flaunted their achievements. This only deepened the curiosity of other species. One day, the Union announced a grand challenge, a galaxy-wide survival test. Each planet could send a team to represent them. The test was designed to assess intelligence, adaptability, and resilience in extreme conditions. Many delegates expected the advanced civilizations, like the Klizonians and Zephirites, to dominate the competition. No one thought much about Earth's chances. When the announcement was made, Earth's ambassador, Sarah Mitchell, calmly stepped forward. "We will participate," she said. Her voice was steady, but her words surprised the room. A murmur spread among the delegates. Could this primitive planet really compete against the galaxy's finest? The survival test was set on Zixar-12, a planet known for its brutal environment. Its atmosphere was unpredictable, shifting from scorching heat to freezing cold in minutes. The terrain was rugged, filled with jagged cliffs, acidic rivers, and hostile wildlife. Each team was tasked with surviving for 7 days and completing various challenges along the way. Earth's team consisted of 5 humans: Sarah, a biologist named Dr. Raj Patel, an engineer named Marcus Lee, a soldier named Captain Elena Torres, and a medic named Lisa Carter. They were an ordinary-looking group compared to the towering, multi-limbed beings and high-tech robotic entries from other planets. Some competitors openly mocked them, calling them fragile and primitive. The competition began, and the teams were dropped onto Zixar-12. From the very first moment, the planet's harshness was evident. Gale force winds battered the teams as acidic rain poured from the sky. Many advanced teams activated their protective shields or climate-controlled suits. The humans, however, had no such luxuries. Instead, they relied on improvised shelters made from local materials. "Let's not waste energy on technology we can't maintain here," Marcus said, using vines and large leaves to create a sturdy cover. The others nodded and worked alongside him, their hands moving quickly and efficiently. By nightfall, the Earth team had built a weather-resistant shelter, while other teams were still struggling with malfunctioning equipment. As the days passed, Earth's hidden strengths began to shine. When a pack of predatory beasts attacked one night, Captain Torres used her quick reflexes and tactical skills to drive them away without injury. "We've dealt with worse predators back home," she said with a shrug, earning surprised glances from nearby competitors. Dr. Patel's knowledge of biology proved invaluable. He identified edible plants and purified water using simple methods, sharing his findings with struggling teams. "We've learned to work with nature, not against it," he explained, when asked how he knew so much. Meanwhile, Lisa's medical expertise saved several competitors who fell ill from XR12's toxic environment. Even though the competition was fierce, the humans' willingness to help others stood out. "Survival is about community," Lisa said. "We don't leave anyone behind." The most impressive display came during the final challenge, crossing a massive canyon with no bridges or advanced tools. Many teams used anti-gravity devices or flying drones, but Earth's team had only a rope and their ingenuity. Marcus devised a pulley system using local vines and rocks, allowing the team to safely traverse the canyon. The audience, watching through live broadcasts, was stunned by their resourcefulness. By the end of the 7 days, Earth's team not only survived but thrived. They completed all the challenges, helped other teams, and maintained their composure throughout. When the results were announced, Earth ranked first, surpassing even the most technologically advanced civilizations. The Galactic Union was shocked. Delegates who had dismissed Earth as insignificant were forced to reevaluate their assumptions. Earth's strength didn't lie in technology or physical prowess, but in adaptability, teamwork, and a deep understanding of survival. During the awards ceremony, Sarah addressed the gathered delegates. "Earth is a challenging place to live," she said. "Our planet has taught us to adapt, to endure, and to innovate. We may not have the most advanced technology, but we have something just as valuable: the ability to persevere and help others along the way." Her words resonated deeply. Many species approached the humans afterward, eager to learn from their experiences. The Galactic Union even decided to incorporate Earth's survival techniques into its training programs. Back on Earth, the team's victory was celebrated as a moment of pride. For the first time, humanity's resilience was recognized on a galactic scale. Earth was no longer seen as just a small, unremarkable planet, but as a symbol of hidden strength and unyielding determination.